busted play here. And then Sanchez gets hit. The ball is loose.
And look at the fumble right here, and it's picked up on the bounce, and there he
goes. This is it though, man. Week 8. We're in week 8. Honestly, I feel like I should be more tired. I'm not. I'm invigorated to go, man.
Hey,
I got my 7-Up.
I'm on an adrenaline rush right now, man. I've been on an adrenaline rush since August, since my birthday.
Seriously,
I'm going hard.
I'm so happy it's NFL season. I hate that it's fall, but dude,
man.
Yeah. Last couple weeks, show's been off the rails, guys, a little bit,
Yes.
but it's, we do this every week for you, and I'm giving you good picks. Dre's giving you better locks than me. That's for fucking sure.
You killing me with these picks, man. With the the games, each game, man. I'm at, where am I at? 54 and 2, I believe, and my locks are at 9 and 7. So I'm hovering on 500. I need a great week this week, though. I just need to blow everything up.
Yeah, my locks are 2 and 5 on the year. It's bad, but here's my rebuttal. Thursday night, 6 and 1. This is where we do it.
You're killing it.
This is where my first pick matters. Hopefully, I give the good impression that I'm talking, coherently about football. It's the shit we like. I'm 60, 45, and 3 on the year, or some shit like that.
It's good stuff.
If you bet every single game I told you, you'd be up money. Maybe I should do that.
I might do that shit.
Yeah, at this point. All right, let's talk. Let's get right into it, though. The game, it's a good primetime game, but it's a lot could go wrong for either team. Tampa Bay hosting Baltimore, total 45.5. I don't know why, but I'm leading Tampa Bay here as just a slight home favorite.
Okay.
It's ugly. They just lost pretty embarrassingly twice.
Right.
It's the books, last chance of giving them any sort of respect.
Well, they are. This is pretty much a pick 'em, but I mean they are not the favorite though. Baltimore is.
Baltimore
1.5. Brady's off to the worst start of his career.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh man,
that's crazy, man. 45 years of age. Hold on, it's 45.
Yeah, he's 45, dude.
Damn, I have to think about that. He's old.
He's been playing football since I was literally 5 years old. Yeah, I think 2000 or something. I mean, he was in college basically in 98. I was a toddler.
Yeah, he's
still playing, man. Only guy. It's an anomaly. These guys, getting in their 40s.
Yeah.
Not doing so hot as you see, but we'll talk about this game and this game only. I really like Tampa Bay's run defense. They always are competent in that category. Baltimore runs the ball a lot. They should be able to stifle them. Pick here for me, Tampa Bay. I'm seeing it at 1. We'll call it at 1. Might get 1.5 if you're lucky.
Right now, I'm taking Baltimore.
Nice.
Thing is, I know. Baltimore can't cover a spread, but this is a pick 'em. So all they got to do is win the damn game, basically. But Tampa Bay can't run the ball right now, which is very surprising. I thought they at least have a running game. They haven't been able to run. In the red zone, they're having a lot of problems scoring. Let me see here. These some tidbits about the game. Tampa Bay's red zone efficiency is ranked 27th in the league. With that being said, Lamar Jackson needs help with his running game. I mean, he runs.
Gus Bus can run.
Yeah, he came back last week.
I mean, they got guys. They always have 4 running backs that are, they're a deep team in that regard. And you can win NFL games if the Giants are showing you anything with just a slight passing game and a really good run game and, defense at the right time. Baltimore has done that as well. That is my argument for them this week.
Let me tell you about their defense. Their defense is ranked 23rd overall against the run, which they really don't have to worry about that against Tampa Bay anyway.
I disagree. I so disagree there.
So you don't think you think Tampa Bay is going to be able to run the ball magically now, huh?
Yeah, I do. I know the O-line's had issues, but home field advantage, always that. And short week, guys can be a little more beat up than usual. You might get a mismatch here and there.
Well, that brings up an interesting point too, because I think I'm locking in that under 45.5. I think that may be one of my locks for the
Primetime unders
for this week.
They're still hitting.
Yes,
They're still hitting.
I might take that. But let me say this too. Ravens are 26 against the pass.
Okay.
Not bad, but I mean Tampa Bay has not been able to, come up with any type of, consistent offense. So that's what worries me. That's why I took Baltimore.
Yeah, it's fair. And also the Mike Evans dropped pass in the end zone. They kicked the, weird field goal down 14 to if you score a touchdown there and then make a stop and it's, 14-7, it's still a game.
That would have changed the whole trajectory of the game.
They weren't covering shit, but
right. Well, I was looking for the cover, man.
And a pick 'em, yeah, I was. Actually, no, I flip flopped at the end there.
Did you flip flop? Okay.
Yeah, I went to fucking Carolina for whatever reason. I just figured 2 touchdowns at home is way too much.
Great flip flop.
Check the Twitter as always. That shows up at the bottom of the screen right when this starts.
Yeah, and for the audience, if this is a lock for me, I will let you guys know bright and early Thursday morning. I'll put it on my Twitter account to let y'all know. For now, I'm leaning that way.
Fair enough. We should just bet each other on that. Let's move on to the London game. We have the Denver Broncos with Mr. Unlimited himself, Russell Wilson, going to play for the Queen's dead body against the home team, the actual home team. You got to remember the JAGS basically started the London series.
They did, yes.
Because their owner's, close. I think he owns a soccer team or something along those lines.
Right.
And this is basically, he was like, no, I'll introduce, football to Britain. But I think the JAGS as the home team as a 2-point favorite, even with Russ possibly, looming a return, a partially torn hamstring.
Yeah.
Damning. Come on,
and that takes a long time to heal.
He's also played like shit this year, just plain and simple. It is a weird line though. I did think about Denver for a hot minute, but they've been getting these low lines because they have a very good defense. Like Pat Surtain is still one of the best corners in the league, and they get to the quarterback.
And that's what makes me nervous about this game. But I took Jacksonville too at minus 2.5. Jags are 5-2 ATS in the last 7 games against the Broncos.
Who was playing QB? I mean, I don't even think it matters. Russ is pretty bad. And
he's pretty bad, right? I mean, they played better last year, didn't they? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're 2-5 right now?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's bad.
I don't believe they were 2-5 at this point during the season last year.
No, I think they were 3-4. They were pretty middling all year.
Right.
Just not a good team. Good defense.
Jags are also, though, 3-12 ATS in their last 15 games against AFC West opponents. That's
you got to play the Chiefs all the time.
Yeah. So, I mean, but this is – I got to go with the Jags, man. They lost last week. They should be upset about themselves. They should play better. Denver can't score either. At least the Jags can score and run the ball.
How do you feel about the over 39?
I would take the under on that.
That's crazy.
If you put a gun to my head.
That's crazy. I looked at that number and I'm like, I don't know. I might bet over on that. It'll be 43, 44.
And just because, they're playing in London, that's a different environment. They may not play well defensively because of that environment. I mean, it's a different game when they go to London, man. Every game is crazy.
39, just it always brings, I just think about them like, dude, that's 2 bad plays. That's really all you need to get to that because there should be scoring anyway in the flow of any game.
You would think.
So Jags for you, Jags for me.
Jacksonville it is.
All right, we'll move on. Let's go to the highest under-over total of the week. It's Miami going to the Detroit Lions. Detroit is now a 3.5-point home favorite. Mrs. Ford spoke today. She's 70. She was like, actually, I like the team. We're frustrated too. I mean, if you just piss poor results over 60 years, you're a Lions fan. Or you're just, this is my local team. This is the closest thing I have to get a new team. Shouldn't support the Lions.
Well, I'm kind of because I was not born and raised in Michigan, but I have been in Michigan the last 25, 30 years. So I'm kind of still on the outside looking in, but I've grown to, to like the Lions too, and I do want them to be successful.
We all do.
You know.
Dude, they had so much hype at the beginning of the year. They got put on Hard Knocks.
Yes, and I saw every episode.
I did too, and they were fire. The episodes were so good. It made me get a little hyped for them, but I was still on my emotion of no, this team can't win 6 games. They're not. They don't have a defense.
Right.
Their offense is. It showed up a couple games, and I think, honestly, the Eagles game elevated that just because they were able, they were down 21 most of that fucking game. Let's not forget it. They were down. Eagles maybe let up on opening day.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
So true. I mean, listen, I want to take the Lions, and I'm kind of waiting to see who's going to play. I know DeAndre Swift, I think, is questionable.
Yeah, I still question him. I think he's gonna. I
he'll
fucking
play?
hope he plays for the sake of my fantasy team. It's me and you this week.
Is it? Oh,
yeah, me and you. Yeah, me and you.
I mean, I'm taking some L's in the fantasy, man.
Dude, yeah,
Fantasy league.
you started 3-1, lost 4 in a row.
4 in a fucking row, man. But with this particular game, I want to take the Lions, but I'm like, Tyreek Hill might go the fuck off on somebody this Sunday. Who is? I mean, their defense is.
I don't know.
Very questionable.
Jeff Okudah can stop one guy. Maybe,
Right.
maybe, and that's questionable. But I don't think they have anyone on that defense.
They're gonna have to play. I want to say a zone. I mean, if they don't want to, if they want to stop the big play.
The problem is Miami throws a lot of short balls too.
They do.
Tua, he finally got his game back last week against the Steelers, which I believe that was one I also did I take Steelers outright last week? I'm about to look at that on the show. I have it right behind me. Did I take the Steelers
You took the
on
Steelers,
the show?
yeah. I think you did.
No, I didn't. I took Miami on the show and switched it.
Oh, you switched? Okay, on the show.
Yeah,
Okay,
I switched
got you.
it. Okay, sorry guys.
switch.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good switch. Because they, covered by 1.
Right.
And both teams had an opportunity to kind of blow each other out the wall. Pickett threw 2 picks in basically the red zone there.
He did, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
I believe there was a turnover on downs to start the second half by Miami, which that would have put them up 23-10. At that point, it might have been also got out of hand.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
I don't know if Detroit comes to play. I think they can cover this spread. I'm gonna lean the Lions because it's 3.5. Come on, it got to be a field goal game,
I was
right?
there with you until I just thought
Until
about
Martha?
it earlier.
Martha spoke?
Until I see a real I just don't know what to believe in this team, but they do score a lot at home. Scares me a lot. Let's move on.
One more tidbit.
Of course.
The Dolphins are 0-3 ATS the last 3 games.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's because Tua's been hurt.
Yeah.
His noggin's back. The Lions got soft ass defense, so I think he'll be safe. He's soft too, as I've told you. I think he's a good player. Just a little soft. He gets hurt, man. The head injuries aside.
Right.
I've seen him take a shot to the ribs last year and miss 4 weeks against the Bills, week 2.
Man, put a bubble over him.
Yeah, seriously. All right, let's move on. It's the Pennsylvania matchup. I get. Could you call this a rivalry? I don't know if there's any real.
I mean, it should be because they're in the same state, but I don't.
It's
I
like
don't
Cleveland and the
Exactly.
Brown or the Bengals. Sorry.
Well, they have such a history too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I don't know.
This one,
not as much history, I guess.
not as much, but I mean, this could start something. Philly. It's listen. I'm not getting in Philly's way for shit. I'm going with the Eagles. You just brought to my attention that they got Robert Quinn.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's going to play. He'll probably play, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is we're in Wednesdays. It's Wednesday. I'm just Philly is hot right now. They're well rested. Didn't they have a bye last week?
Off a bye. You know how I like teams off a bye.
Yes, man.
I do.
Pitt did cover last week, though. I mean, they didn't look.
They're gonna sneak.
Terrible.
They've covered 2 in a row sneakily.
Yes.
That was sneaky against Sunday night, and a lot of people didn't believe them. Against Tampa. I know you were one of them. I was a believer, so I've been a believer for a few weeks in them, and I don't mind. Like I said,
down on Tampa too.
Yeah, you gotta bet a shitty team every now and then. However, man, I still gotta say I'm on your side here. This is one of the best secondaries in the NFL, along with they have a great defensive line. They always have a good defensive line, generate a ton of pressure. This offensive line from Pittsburgh is just mad weak. I seen Najee Harris stats this year, and it's just kind of sad. Is he was kind of a fantasy star last year. 'Cause
Yeah.
all he did was get 10 dump offs a game from Big Ben. That's that generated a lot of points, PPR, half point PPR, whatever you want to play there.
Right. That's true.
And he got a lot more rain. He got a lot more run, and he was getting 80% snap share. I think it's went down to maybe 75. Like he's still getting 70 probably percent of the snaps, but
Yeah, but just not. The line sucks.
production has not been there. I'm gonna lay the 10.5 with Philly, unfortunately too. But I think
a lot of points too.
I just think it's kind of it's a lot of points, but here and there they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I could see it. Philly at home, it's gonna be a magical place for them. I think they are at the point now, and it's very obvious. Like it's week 8, you look at the standing, it's like, oh, I like Philly and Buffalo or Kansas City is the 3 best. No shit, yeah, they're the 3 best teams.
The 3 degrees, yes, that's them. Yeah, I'm going Eagles, man. I'm gonna stay out their way right now.
Yeah, just stay with it, I guess. All right, let's move to Jerry World, where Chicago is going on the road there as 9.5 point dogs. Total is 42.5. This seems very high to me, and for what Justin Fields is doing, you gotta give him respect, man. They've played teams with good defenses well. They played San Francisco well, and they played a team that everyone thought they were about to get smacked, me included, Dre included.
Yes, I did. That was one of my damn locks.
Same. I bet on it. I bet, the primetime games, and it was over. I knew it was. I mean, I didn't see it got to 14-10, but 10-0. I was like, well, the cover's probably dead.
14-10, man. I was energetic though when I saw that. Come on, let's go.
I was out first quarter Monday. I had long days, man. A lot of shit. But yeah, I was, I'm excited to see a line like this also. Just keep giving me that. Keep giving me that.
I will say in Chicago's defense, because I did take Dallas. I'm taking Dallas in this game, but Chicago did play well Monday. They ran the ball well. But in this game, I know Dak is starting to shake the rust off. He should play better this week. If Chicago can't run the ball, they're not going to be able to score. And I'm going on Dallas's defense. Dallas has one of the better defenses in the league. They've allowed 120 yards rushing per game. Okay, now that's not going to be enough for Chicago to cover the spread. I don't believe, if they even get to 120. I got Dallas at 9.5. I think they'll play better than they did last week against a lowly Detroit game.
That is like the point I was about to make. Do we really think the Bears are 2.5 points worse to 3 points worse than what the Lions were last week? Because I don't see it. I think Chicago is going to beat Detroit twice now that I'm seeing, what this team is versus what the Lions are.
I agree with you on that. Chicago will defeat the Lions twice, probably.
It's gonna be
I'm just
ugly.
going by Dallas's defense and the fact that I believe they'll play better offensively this week.
And the rebound is,
And they're still at home, too. I mean, they played that game at home with Dak coming back, and he did look rusty. I'm like, damn, put in old boy.
I just think
back in.
You're paying a Dallas tax. Yeah, I
Right,
believe, that
true.
first half was rough. I was like, oh no, Kind of blew up my fantasy teams, too.
Did it?
My fantasy team is literally a Dak Prescott, CD Lamb, and I put in Michael Gallup as a flex, got a big fat nothing this week.
Oh, shit. You might as well say you Cowboys fantasy team. Sure. Jerry Jones.
I know. I almost traded for Zeke as well. That's the funny part. He went off, though. He had 17. All right, let's move on. We're going to kind of hot fire through some of these games. As me and you were talking about earlier in the week, only one game. One game this week features teams with a winning record. We got 2 teams on bye this week as well. That's Chargers and the Chiefs. So those boys need to get their rest. They've been working hard. Let's go to Minnesota, where they host Arizona, I believe, coming off a bye.
Yes.
And they're 3.5 point favorites, total 49.
Well, Minnesota had the bye, right? Arizona played.
Minnesota had the bye, correct. Arizona had the mini bye because they played New Orleans.
Thursday night game.
Yep.
Which that killed me too.
Yeah, what are you doing?
What
are you doing?
These Thursday games, killers, man. For me, I like the Cardinals in this game, man. I still do not trust Minnesota. You know how I feel about the quarterback.
Oh yeah.
He's so inconsistent.
So is fucking Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I'm saying Kirk Cousins.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm saying.
but you know,
I think they're both inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like they're both wildly.
You're right.
They're always the guys that are like, are they top 10 QBs? And then like a week later, let everyone down. But they're solid NFL players. They're both fine.
I think Murray has found his potion lotion, let me say, with DeAndre Hopkins coming back.
Yeah, I like that.
They were connected, man, the last game. And I know he practices. You told me Hopkins was practicing, so they've always had a bit of a chemistry. So I think this helps the offense. I just don't like Minnesota, man. That really tops it off for me. So put a gun to my head, I would take Arizona at 3.5.
Yeah, Arizona is my lean as well, kind of for the same things you have mentioned. I get people will probably want to bet it off the basis of they think Kyler Murray's bad. Pardon me, but Hopkins is good. He like literally adds. You lose Brown, and it was like it didn't even matter. He still had a number one guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Offense was flowing, and you could see the confidence there in that game.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Even though he didn't really play well, he got bailed out by the defense. Let's be honest. He got bailed out by 2 pick sixes.
Right.
And then the defense even did let up at the end, and they almost got back within a score of that game.
Yes.
However, it is gun to my head. This team knows they need to play well. What are they, 3-4 at this point?
Yeah.
It's a big game.
It's a huge game for them, right?
Because their division is so close with, they're 1 game behind the Seahawks.
Yeah, it's crazy enough.
Crazy enough. The Seahawks are winning the division. I love it. It's my favorite twist of the year in the NFL so far. Actually,
it's always a team like that every year, though. Maybe a couple.
Yeah, the next game we're going to talk about, there's, a big surprise, too. There's 3 big surprises this year, and I would say, it is the Jets, the Giants, and Seattle. It's awesome. I love it.
Yes.
But let's move on. We're going to go to that game, actually. New England going to the New York Jets. Total 40.5. And the spread, Jets are giving the Patriots, or the Jets are getting 2.5 at home. Sorry, everyone. I can't speak. My first instinct is the Jets are still for real. They lost a running back. Doesn't really matter. Defense looks good. Patriots got fucked up. But it's the NFL. It's an any week thing. And if I know one thing is Bill Belichick legit hates the fucking Jets.
He does.
I don't know what it is. He legit hates those guys. I remember like one year, I think it might have been last year, they didn't have a very good team and they won like 49-0. He just fucking drowned them. And he usually doesn't do that to teams. He fucked them boys up.
He has a hatred for the Jets.
Advantage for me goes to New England. I don't know if I'll bet it, but I'm
thinking
about it.
I'm leaning that way too, man. Especially off of a game like the Chicago game, man, where everybody thought that they was gonna win that game pretty much. Well, not everybody, but I'm thinking the majority of the people thought they were gonna win that shit.
I would say at least 60% were like, New England.
Yeah, they got embarrassed. He's still going with Matt Jones, although he took him out.
Bailey Zapp might, need to come in this game too, because I don't know, like, can you really throw at Sauce at this point of the year? People are like, no, you legit. He takes away half your field. He's legit.
That's true. I mean, yeah. The Jets' defense is phenomenal, man.
Could you imagine if the Lions had Sauce? He would be a bust because the whole defense is terrible.
They had an opportunity to grab him too.
No one's grabbing him at 2 though. with Okuda, the whole.
True.
Just it's funny. Just so funny to me how like their literal draft this year impacted their whole team. You get Breece Hall, Sauce, Garrett Wilson.
It changed everything for them, man. And we see how important drafts are and coaching and all of that other shit and developing. But man, it got to start with the draft though. But I like the Patriots in this. I might be, kicking my own ass again because the Jets have destroyed my confidence in going against them.
For sure.
I got to go with the Pats.
I mean, it's it's just an any week thing, kind of where I'm thinking. I'm just like, just because one week they let you down doesn't mean the next week they're gonna, get
Exactly.
they adjust lines for that reason,
And that might change for me, folks, but for now,
the
that's where
Jets
I'm at.
cannot start the season 6-2. That'd be fucking insane.
Oh my goodness! What if they start 6-2 and still don't make the playoffs?
That'd be even funnier.
Things like that have
man.
happened too.
Oh, that'd be so fucking good.
I hope it doesn't happen for them. I'm happy.
No,
for
I'm
them.
rooting for them. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
so I obviously Bills first and foremost. But I'm rooting for them over New England. Like if I was wrong on this pick, like I'd be happy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not gonna cry about that. Go Jets. Yeah. All right, let's move it on. Vegas 2-point favorite going to the. Is it still called the Superdome? Mercedes-Benz Superdome, right? I think it's owned by Mercedes. Or no, is that fucking Atlanta? That's Atlanta.
I think that's Atlanta. Yeah,
that's Atlanta.
I don't know if they still call this a Superdome though.
Yeah, they're going. So, anyways, Vegas going to New Orleans. They're a 2-point favorite. Total 50 points. Also very high.
Hey,
What do you
that might
think?
be a lock for me too. That I got it over 49.5.
Really?
But
Okay.
I may lock that in because I think these teams are going to score their ass off. I got the Raiders, but this is really a pick 'em because what is your spread?
I got 2.
2? Okay, I got a 1.5.
Okay.
Raiders have covered spread in the last 3 games. I don't trust New Orleans. I mean, they can score, but they can't stop anybody.
Isn't that weird how it's like the last game I'm like, oh, you can trust New England again. This week I'm like, with this game it's the total opposite. I'm like, Vegas is rebounding. They're playing well.
Yeah.
New Orleans playing like shit.
They are. I mean, both teams I don't really trust, but I think the Raiders I have a little bit more confidence in them right now.
Oh, I agree.
For some reason. But this is going to be a score fest. Like I said, I'm probably leaning towards a lock of over 49.5, even over 50.
Just take every touchdown score
they-
you can.
These teams cannot stop a nosebleed, man.
I think the Raiders can.
You think they can?
I think they'll be able to stop.
Well, I think their defense is better.
we need to mention Andy Dalton is starting this game over
He's
Jameis. Even though, they're like, oh, he's healthy. He's probably not healthy still, man.
That's true.
Back injuries, man, they can linger.
Yeah, for life.
Yeah, legit.
Straight up. Without even taking those NFL hits.
Fucking seriously, though.
It might be an entertaining game to watch, though. I'll say that. I mean, if you like the offensive part of the game, I like a full game though. I like defense too.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, a little bit of everything. I think is that the last day game or is Atlanta a day game? I don't really remember.
Good question. That Atlanta game may perhaps be a day game.
Yeah, I
So
think
you're saying they're going 4 o'clock, or are you talking about?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm just wondering about the time of this game. I don't think it matters, but I'm always interested. Switching to
Right.
the afternoon slate.
Well, it's played in New Orleans, so
Yeah, I would assume one.
Assuming
Yeah,
probably
same
1
with this.
o'clock.
Yeah, we'll move on. Carolina. Man, this is the game everyone thought would be very meaningless at this point. Like a 1-6 playing like a 2-4 or something.
Right.
2-5. Carolina going on the road to Atlanta. Atlanta 4.5-point favorite. Total 42. I didn't even circle a game. I have to pick this live, I guess.
Well, check this out though. The Falcons are tied with the Buccaneers atop the NFC South.
Yeah, and then if Carolina won and Tampa Bay loses Thursday, they're all in a fucking tie.
This is bananas, man.
It's a bananas league, yeah.
You know what? I took the Panthers, man. I took the Panthers.
I like that. Yeah,
I mean,
I like the
they are 0-2 on the road. The Panthers give up the second fewest yards per carry, though, at 4.1 yards per carry. So their defense is,
their
they're
defense
that deal,
is solid. Yeah,
you know?
they've always had a solid defensive line.
And well, with that being said, though, the Falcons know that they have to keep up with, with Tampa Bay. I guess Tampa Bay looks like shit, though. If Tampa Bay loses Thursday night, they could be atop.
Like either of these teams, they're probably so happy just the way things are going. They're like, okay, New Orleans isn't that good. They're 2-5. Tampa's 3-3.
Yep.
Like it couldn't be any better for these guys. Like that knew they were in possible rebuilding situations just to make the playoffs. So it's like it's a spark of hope for these guys. And
I think Tampa Bay is 3-4. I think they've lost 4 games.
Fuck.
Because They have a losing record.
Yeah, they might be. Because Baltimore is Baltimore 4-3 then.
Baltimore is
4.
500. I think they're 4-3. Did they have their bye yet though?
Nah, that's what I'm trying to remember. I don't know which teams have had their bye and haven't. I kind of lose track.
Oh yeah, man. So many teams.
And not many teams have had their bye. Maybe I think we're going on 8 teams now, or 10 teams that are officially on bye with the Chargers in Kansas City this week. Okay. So
yeah,
it all gets lost in the fog that's my head.
Mm-hmm.
It's information out every single day. I'm gonna pick this live, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Atlanta 4.5. I think it's a good bounce back spot. Carolina defense is good, however, I think people will just think this is also a pick 'em. Go to Carolina. Something goofy will happen, and
based off of last week's game too.
Yeah, and they got smoked in that. Okay, PJ Walker or Sam Darnold isn't Joe Burrow, and they're also at home.
True.
Yeah, I'll take Atlanta 4.
Okay, that's a good point.
That's all I got. That's really all I got. I don't have any in-depth analysis of that.
We can move on then.
Yeah, let's move the fuck on. Tennessee going on the road to Houston. This one really confused me. Houston is only giving Tennessee 2 points. Yeah. Like,
I was confused by that.
I don't know what I wrote the total as. I think it's 40.5. If it's 46.5, well, I'm sorry, everyone. My 0s and 6s. Oh man.
Yeah, I didn't write the total on this either.
I'd be ashamed if
This line scares me, man. I'm kind of leaning Houston because of this line, man.
I thought that too at first. I did think that.
I mean, I thought the same thing about the Colts Titans, but that one was pretty much kind of more even. Mm-hmm. So for me, because it was a division game too, this one is just. I'm taking Texans, man. Fuck it. I mean, and that might change for me, but I just don't like the way the line looks. Tennessee, I don't know about their consistency. I just don't like the makeup of Tennessee's team. I'm not gonna.
I don't think anyone does, and that's kind of why I think the line is so low. Just they've played a lot of close games. They've also got blown out a few times this year. Like. Mm-hmm. I think, and when I see people, project odds, I believe points against and points for do matter, and they average it out with the points against and points for the other team.
Okay.
And I think that's why you get a line like this, is because they got smacked, by the Bills for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they beat Indy twice. They beat the Raiders. God, who else?
They did beat the Raiders.
Who have they lost to? Beginning of the year, they lost the first game of the season. I can pull that up in an instant. They're
very inconsistent. And then, what is Derrick Henry doing? I mean, I know their offensive line.
He owns. What I seen today was in his last 3 games, he pretty much puts up 100 yards and 2+ touchdowns every game against Houston.
Okay.
So isn't that
might be interesting? Yeah, that might be an interesting thing.
Fuck is week 1? That's week 2. Folks,
that's I don't know.
I'm just trying to find one fucking game.
Right now, I'm leaning Texans.
I just need to know.
But that might change for me, because Levy is not a good coach to me either. I'm sorry.
No, Levy's not a good coach. I totally agree. Levy's not a good coach. I really don't know who Houston played.
He can mess around and coach himself out of that one.
Houston played fucking the Colts week 1. That's who they played.
And tied.
Yes.
Who
the fuck did Tennessee play? The Bills? No, they played in week 2.
Who they play first game?
Yeah,
I could not
it's
even
so
tell
far away. God damn it. That's how you know it's a weekly show.
Right.
They played the Giants. Yeah, remember that was bad.
Okay.
They didn't cover that. They were winning the whole game.
Okay, all right.
But yeah.
They're a little shaky to me, man.
They are shaky.
I just don't like this matchup. I don't like anything about this.
See, that's where we defer. I might legit bet that might be the lock of the week. And right now,
Tennessee.
Yeah, obviously, I don't like making the primetime games my locks because I usually like to have some action during the day or afternoon.
Right.
That's probably my lock right there.
Okay.
Let's move it along though. This is technically the game of the week. 2 teams with winning records. The Giants, the 5-2 Giants going on the road. The 4-3 Seahawks. God, that's insane to say. Total 45. I mean,
45. Okay.
Man, I I'm so proud of both these teams and what they've done.
Yes.
It's awesome. It's so cool for the league, and it gives me hope that, like, you know, things like I preach, like good coaching, do matter in the NFL, because I think he's been showing, you know,
Oh, yes.
that he has skin in this game, and I think Pete Carroll is a good coach for his, you know, as football oriented as he is, and his
Pete Carroll's
relationship
solid.
with
You
Russ.
You know, we have our doubts. We had our doubts about Pete, you know, with that Super Bowl call. You know, he let that ride. That was some BS. But he's a pretty good coach. I like the Seahawks, man. I like them because they're at home. You know, Geno's playing good, man.
He's playing like a top
He's-
5 guy.
Yes,
Like,
he'll probably make the Pro Bowl this year.
oh yeah,
if he continues.
Oh
at
yeah,
this
if
pace.
they go like 10-7, automatic.
Yes, man.
Automatic. It's awesome. Like
The running game is spectacular because
Kenneth
your Michigan
Walker.
State guy is
man,
killing.
he is awesome too. I'm so
And
happy
that brings
for
me
him.
to this. I don't want to change the subject because we're not changing the
Absolutely.
subject. But
Absolutely.
why didn't he start at the beginning of the season, man? Because he looks
Yeah,
way more
better.
spectacular than
than Penny.
yeah.
I think it's a
Veteran thing. or-
veteran thing, and I think they didn't know what they had just yet, and you know, practice reps too. These guys do take a very good look at them in practice,
Yeah.
and obviously, when it's translated to the game so far, Kenneth Walker's looked awesome in his 3 games he's played.
Yeah.
Penny was looking, you know, okay, not that great.
Check this out, man. I had a bet. I had a parlay. 225 yards each quarterback. It was Geno. It was your boy Allen.
Allen, yeah, obvious play,
And
minus
also-
330.
Yeah. Well,
The chalk.
yeah. And also it was it was Kansas City
Oh, Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Yeah.
Geno was the only one that did not get the 225, and it was because they ran the hell out the ball. He didn't really need to pass like that. It pissed me off, but I
Yeah.
mean, this is where they at right now.
Oh, he didn't throw against 225
He did not throw 225.
against the Chargers when they put up. Damn, I didn't really look at that game. I mean, I knew I had Chargers.
They ran the hell out the ball.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I'd have won some good money on that one, but I wasn't mad because I mean, this is who they are. I mean, they're winning.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, they're Giants. They're run oriented
They
offense
are.
too.
Yeah,
and you think like
I got to give the
field
Giants
goal
some
game,
props. Yeah.
you just gotta give the coaching props too. I mean, they
Right.
didn't back down last week. I thought that the Jags were my lock. They're winning that game like 17-13. I'm like, all right, I'm covering by a hair here,
Right.
and they got fucking bad calls, is what I've heard. Just
Okay.
on like a 3rd down is like.
Yeah, I didn't see the
third and
game,
short.
but it kind of surprised me though. 'Cause I thought Jacksonville was going to whip
yeah.
that ass.
And that's the thing, like, the Jags have been betting favorites, I think, in most games this year. That's the funny part. And they can't fucking cover. And I'm still betting them. I'm still like, yeah, I would probably bet that. Yeah, that's my
Right,
lean.
yeah.
I'm giving that out to people. Yeah, that's my lean. That's what we do this show for. Shit.
Hey, they are a better team. Jacksonville is.
Yeah. And the Giants, like, aren't no joke.
Yeah.
They play with heart. Same with Seattle. It's gonna be a great game.
Who you taking?
Seattle.
Okay. So
5-3, 5-3, and 5-3. That sounds more likely than 6-2 Giants. 6-2
Right.
Giants and 6-2 Jets. The world might implode. I'm gonna be honest. No one expect, and it's the Bills obviously being 6-1 too would be like, wow, New York excellence.
Right. You know what, too? I got to change that. It wasn't Allen because they had a bye last week.
Yep.
I believe it was Burrow.
Oh, Burrow. Yeah, Burrow cooked. Yeah, Burrow did cook.
Yeah,
He had that first half, man. he threw
did,
400,
man.
I
He
believe.
did.
Yeah, he threw 400 like casually.
Man.
All right, this is a good afternoon game, probably the best game of the week besides the one we just talked about. It's San Francisco going to their second home in SoFi Stadium against the Rams. Rams are 1.5 point home fucking dogs. Total 43.5. I get that San Francisco owns them. I like that the Rams are off a bye. They beat them earlier this year too. This is a huge divisional game. I would lay the 1.5 with the Rams at this point.
I could not argue with you, but I'm going to try.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's the point of this.
San Fran, they own the Rams, first of all.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I just, I literally just said.
I got to go with that. Plus the fact, they got humiliated pretty much last week. I know it was against Kansas City, but you as an NFL team, you want to kind of bounce back from that type of L, And what better way to bounce back from a team that you own than the Rams? Now, I know the Rams had a bye. They can get their shit together a little bit with that bye and try to come up with a game plan to beat San Fran. Because San Fran is definitely beatable.
Yeah, they're beatable, but
we've seen it.
This game does matter a
And it
lot
does
because
matter, yes.
it'd be funny, if McCaffrey gets traded to a team that was borderline missing the playoffs for sure, to a team borderline.
It could happen.
And then if Carolina made the playoffs and San Francisco didn't, it'd be the greatest thing.
Yes.
he'd feel so awful.
Hey, it'd be a knee slapper for real.
Oh yeah, I would laugh.
I just think that San Fran will continue their dominance against the Rams. The line is a little fishy and scary to me though. So I understand what you're saying about the Rams being able to get that dub, but I'm not going. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm gonna keep going with San Fran until they actually lose against the Rams.
Yeah, fair. I mean, the Rams beat them this year.
I thought San Fran won that game.
Oh wait, yeah, San Fran beat them Monday night, right?
Yeah, they won that game.
Oh fuck, I did bet that game. Why do I keep thinking the Rams won? Fuck.
We both bet that game. Shit.
Yeah. Fuck, I did.
Does that change your bet?
No.
I mean, does that change your
No, Rams. Rams, they'll win that one.
It should be an interesting game though.
That's a fun game. I just like them off the bye. That's really the main reason I can,
Yeah,
because San Francisco got embarrassed at home. Like they didn't even. Kansas City kind of rubbed it, in their face late. They were up 14, got to 21. It was like, all right, goodbye, crowd.
You know what I mean? That was going to be one of my locks, but I was like, nah, let me step back. This is still Kansas City.
Yeah, me and you, both advocated for San Francisco last week, too.
Yeah.
It's just it looked like a spot thing, kind of like I see with the Houston, Tennessee. I'm like, oh, that's a weird number. Let me just take the other side. Sometimes it is that obvious.
Yeah, man.
You know what isn't obvious? Whatever the hell this next game is.
Oh, boy.
Worst game of the week. Worst game of the week. I don't even know how to describe
Indy, Washington?
Yeah, it's Indy, Washington. We got to talk about this, and we're not going to talk about it for long, which is good. Washington is a 3-point fucking dog on the road. Matt Ryan's getting replaced by, what the fuck's this guy's name? Ellinger or something?
I don't know.
Offensive line still in shambles. I seen Matt Ryan. He basically is leading the league in most times getting sacked, most picks, and maybe even fumbles or something along
Fumbles too, yes.
It was something really bad. He's playing like shit.
And he wondered why he got benched. He was surprised. That was the quote. I was surprised.
Got paid a lot of money to get benched.
Man.
Good for him. Is it a 1-year deal? For their sake, I hope so.
I hope it is, man. But I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gonna be a lot of money on them books.
Might be 2 years. But yeah, I mean, they almost had to do it though, because he was playing that horribly.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
But the whole team is though.
Yeah. The whole team. The offensive line was projected to be, and even in I said it at the beginning of the year, they're supposed to be a top 5 offensive line. Mm-hmm. Injuries, not playing well. Bad mix because the bench players haven't showed up like other teams.
Yeah, well, the defense has played decent at times.
They've played.
They've
fine.
stepped it up a little bit.
Yeah, they've played fine.
But this game, man, I'm taking the Colts. What the hell?
Yeah, see, I get it, and like that's the funny thing. It's just like this team will somehow crawl to like 7 or 8 wins this year. We're gonna be like, fucking how?
Right? Yeah, that's true.
Just the way they play is awful. I'm taking Washington, by the way. I have no problem with the.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
Washington resurgence. They've been playing. I've been pretty money on them this year, so maybe I'm wrong.
This is just a toss-up game, man.
Yeah, and it's just like go team. They're off the bye.
Yeah.
I think were they on the bye?
Who had to buy? Well, I know Buffalo had to buy.
Oh no, team didn't have a bye. Team might be on a bye soon or something.
Soon, yeah, I think they played last week.
Yeah, they beat the Packers.
They beat the Packers, yes.
Yeah, beat the Packers.
And that's probably the next game, right?
That is the next game. We got 2 games left here before we get out of here. It is Green Bay Going on the road to Buffalo, it's a party for me, man. This number is gonna go up. Like, get the number now. If you really want Buffalo, just get the number like me. I bet this. This is on the books for me.
I think I'm gonna bet this too. I
I
don't know if it's gonna be a lock for me, but I'll put some money on it.
It's automatic lock. Like when Buffalo plays a primetime game against.
Oh, is it 8 o'clock? Is it Monday night or
it is Sunday night? Yep,
Oh
Sunday night.
And Buffalo, they're gonna be crazy out there.
That's night before it's Devil's Night.
Yes,
So a lot of
yes.
degenerate behavior. I'm
For
very
real.
excited for them. I think we're gonna be able to put this fucking Aaron Rodgers character finally in his football casket.
I know, man. This is a tough one for Aaron, man.
It's just been a tough year, and you can tell
Yes.
just his press game. Or he's just, it's like Tom Brady. These guys just don't seem like they're there in the game this year. And the results are showing. And even though I'm betting Tampa, don't get it fucked up that that's a coin flip. Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna put my life on Tampa. I'm having fun. This,
Right.
on the other hand, this is a real bet. That's a real bet.
I am not going against Buffalo, man. I got them too, man. I think Green Bay, we saw the writing on the wall really 3 games ago with Green Bay's team. Aaron Rodgers is not a good leader. We talked about this before. They might be putting Aaron Rodgers to bed.
I think they will. I just think they will. That defense is still spectacular.
Yes.
The Packers seem very one-dimensional because they can't fucking throw the ball. And, like, don't get me wrong. Like, Rodgers is hitting these guys in the hands. They can't hold the ball. I think they lead the league in drops.
Yeah. And you have to question the GM, because it seems like he
You gotta you gotta trade for someone. You need DJ Moore.
Yeah.
You need one of these guys. Like,
when Devontae Adams leaves your team, you gotta compensate for that some type of way, man.
because like there's guys out there. Brandon Cooks would be a great addition to this team.
Yeah.
Like someone like that. Terry McLaurin. Like,
Well,
just a guy that can be a threat.
just be some type of threat.
They don't have a threat on that side of the field. The running game's been poor too.
Yeah, it has been. Well, let me ask you though. I mean, Kansas City lost Tyreek Hill, and they seem to function. I mean, they don't have a lot of big plays, but they have seemed to function. They still offensively are decent.
Offensive line has made a lot of their work easier. True. Mahomes is still more mobile. Mahomes makes better throws than Rodgers. Rodgers, he introduced Mahomes to that kind of play, but Mahomes is mastering like this out of pocket, like wait for it, like find your guy.
So how big you think this spread is going to get to?
13.5, 14.
Really?
I think so. Yeah. I think, it might even just kind of creep between 11 and 12.5 all week because as we bet each week, a half a point matters to me a lot. Like it'll change my like feelings on a bet a lot.
Oh, totally, man.
And I seen it last night. I bet the Pelicans. I got it at 5.5. It closed at 5. I felt kind of good because I'm like, at least I know people are betting it or the book adjusted just because they know like this team might win.
Right.
And sometimes people get nervous at that. It's a give or take thing. I think this number could just be like 11.5, 12.5. It's just kind of gonna stick all week, and people will bet Green Bay and be like, no, it's not over.
I might have to jump on this early.
It's
man.
over. I'm sorry, it's over. Buffalo's gonna hang 40 on you, and you're gonna be upset.
In prime time.
It's gonna be like 40-14. Because Green Bay, have they even scored 20 points in a fucking game this year?
If they have, it's not many.
I really don't know. Because in their wins, like, who have they beat? Oh, the Bears. The Bears, they put 30 on.
They own the Bears though.
They beat Tampa Bay 14-12.
Ugly game.
And what's their other win?
Oh, they have 3 wins.
They have 3 wins. They're 3-4.
Shit.
I don't know.
Put it this way: whoever they beat, it was.
I don't
close.
think. Yeah, I don't think they stopped anyone. Maybe week 1 or something. Did they win week 1?
They may have won week 1. This is going to be.
They lost. I'm pretty sure someone lost week 1 because I remember Mahomes and Brady and Rodgers was
all
like,
3.
Yeah,
okay.
Like they went 2-1 that week, and I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well,
Tampa won
the culprit then.
Tampa won and the Chiefs won, so yeah, he was the culprit.
Yeah. This is going to be an onslaught. I'm with you on the onslaught, and I think I'm gonna put some money on this early. I might even hit them books up tonight.
I think they're gonna fuck these guys up, man.
I just
over for
wrote
them.
onslaught, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know if I spelled it right, but
Yeah, it looks
y'all
good.
know what it means.
All right, Monday night game, and we gotta get out of here. This is a backyard brawl. Cincinnati going on the road to Cleveland. Cleveland, 3.5 point home dog. Total 46.5. Man, divisional matchups like this get me going.
I know.
This is one of the best rivalries in football, as you were saying, just because of the hatred.
Yes, they have a lot of history, and it's a great rivalry. It might be one of the best in the NFL.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. The Browns' passing defense isn't that great, man, and Burrow has started to heat up.
He's on a heater the last 3 games. I think he's thrown close to like 1,000 yards. Like, man, he's going nuts.
He's kind of going nuts right now. And the Bengals have one of the best run defenses in the league. Cleveland runs the hell out the ball. I want to see how that's going to play out. But I got the Bengals, man. Just because Burrow is so hot right now, and I know this is a rivalry, and it's what was it, 3.5?
Yeah. And the problem, it feels like a dummy pick to me too, because I'm just like almost like maybe I do need to respect Cleveland here. I just don't. I don't see where they're getting 3.5. I think it should be close to 5.5 here.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. But I think because it's a rivalry,
AFC North, like they do produce close games, but you gotta remember Cincy owned these guys last year too.
Right, exactly, man.
And I think there's still extra added incentive, like make sure the Browns lose as much as possible. We don't want to see Deshaun Watson in the playoffs. Like, I'm not even kidding. I think that's a real thing, because at first I was like, oh, they're 2-3. It's okay. They blew one to the Jets.
They might be hating, man. Might be some politics involved. As far in terms of how they're going to be refereeing the game. And
you
the points
get the Cleveland advantage, man. You could get the Monday night Cleveland advantage. You should take the under 46.5, though. I think that's a great bet. Yeah, I can't argue with you there, man. That looks decent, especially if it gets away from one team or the other, and it's like a 30-10 blowout. Like, it can happen.
I'm Cincy all the way on this one.
I'm there with you. I feel like I picked some real chalk this week for prime time, but sometimes they do hit. My prime time games this year that's where the money's been made. Like I said, 6-1 on Thursday. I want to say Sunday nights like 4-3.
Been killing.
And then Monday nights 4-3. So I feel pretty good about it.
I can't say that about my prime timers.
and those are the ones I bet. So that's where like I've seen most of the parlays I'm done with right now, man. I'm so fucking over the parlays. I got killed.
I'm trying to stay away from them too.
I got killed on them so hard. I was so fucking sad when my last parlay had money riding on the Chiefs against the Bills, and I'm like, why does it have to be the Chiefs here? I'm sitting there like silently rooting for the Chiefs, because I played like both sides a little bit. I had a lot of I told you about the 60 parlay day.
Oh yeah.
It didn't work out, man. Burned. Hurt a lot. And I had a good week.
Away from the
I still had a good week, but
as you see, guys, I am representing my squad. I know we're not doing that well this season.
Right.
Check us out in about a couple years. We're gonna be on that.
Yeah, y'all give the coach at least 3 years time.
Give him 3 years.
Say a couple prayers.
Shit,
God.
Don't do him like you did Tyrone Willingham.
We got Michigan State this weekend. I mean, that'll be in my playlist.
Who you got? I mean, what's the spread? Just tell them the spread first of all.
Michigan 22.
You got that?
That is where I'm going, man. I don't feel good about MSU and going to the big house at night. These guys might get fucking demolished, but 22 is a huge number. Remember that also when you bet this shit. Like, they might win by 24, and you're gonna be sweating the whole time.
Right. I think I'm gonna stay away from that game because it's a rivalry game, man. Stranger things have happened. Although Michigan is the better team, and they should destroy them, but I'm gonna stay away from them. Check me out on my Twitter page, because I will be having some NBA hot picks.
There we go. Yeah. Plug.
Yes, man.
I won't be giving you plays. I'm too bad at betting NBA.
Don't believe them. As
always. Follow the podcast. I forgot to put the fucking podcast. I don't know why I'm doing this. This show's over. I'll plug it. But we still got the Apple podcast I need to put up. I didn't put up last week's episode. Whoops.
Oh yeah, I just made an Instagram page, South Bend Savage. Check me
nice.
out.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're just gonna be screen capping the notes app in your plays.
That's it.
That's a great
Hey,
Instagram. Hey, here's some plays. Just hashtag gambling a lot. But
The
we'll
recipe.
we'll leave you guys at that, folks. Enjoy the night or
Enjoy.
whatever you're doing.